Join me right now, back on the show, is UFC welterweight juggernaut, Randy Brown. What's going on, Randy?
Yo, what's up, man? How's everything?
Good, man. This weekend, NYC, your stomping grounds. The BMF
Yes, sir.
title is up for grabs. Who you got, Randy?
Um, Yo, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but I'm gonna go with Masvidal. I got Masvidal taking that.
Why you think Masvidal got it? You think that he just has the more power, or is he just has more skills? What's going on?
I think he's sharper. I think he cleaner lines. Better boxing. Better footwork. Yeah, I think he gets the job done. But he also could get submitted because Diaz is no slouch on the ground. But on the stand up, I believe Masvidal has better hands.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird if Nate Diaz went out there and went for the takedown when he's been talking like, all these guys don't want to fight me, because they just want to go on the ground and, hump me for 25 minutes. And then he
Hey,
goes
man.
out there and does the same thing. Would that be funny?
What I've learned is expect the unexpected, right? That's what I've learned in this game, man.
Exactly. Now, I always ask fighters this, because they're bringing in this baddest motherfucker in the game title thing that they have going on. And in some ways, I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to all the champions in the UFC, man. What is your thoughts on that?
I'm not there yet, so I don't care. Yeah, I'm saying I'm not there yet. I don't care. I can tell you this: I'd rather watch the baddest motherfucker fight than watch two dudes wrestle each other. I will tell you that, But because I want to see dudes throw down, I want to see dudes fight. That's my style. I like to fight. I like to see dudes throw down. So honestly, if I'm gonna have to pick between the two, I'd rather watch two guys that's gonna go out there and fight and not just hug each other. But it is what it is. If I was there at the moment, if I was the champion, I think it's disrespectful. Maybe it is, but I'm not there, so I don't really have a thought on it for myself. But personally, I never really thought about it, until you asked it.
I like it. I like that it's in your division too. Like hopefully they start like fighting for the belt. Like it can change hands. I hope it's not just like this one fight, because then it's, I don't know, the luster is gone, I believe, if they don't defend it.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna last. I think it's just a thing. Remember when Mickey Gall had the looking for a fight belt? He was like the looking for a fight champion, and then I went and I took that belt from him. It's over now. I defended it a couple of times. It's done. So
That's true.
I think that's the same thing. It's gonna be gone. Obviously, this one is more prestigious, but it'll be gone.
Now, I know you go back to Jamaica, once in a while, because I saw this photo, man, of you at Stanley Couch Boxing Gym in Kingston, Jamaica. Tell me about that place.
Oh man, that place that's a lot of broken dreams, and a lot of grind from that place. Just a lot of people coming up, and few people made it out. A few people didn't, and just changed a lot of people's lives. That place is gold. That place is one of those places where you go and you get to see some what you call gym heroes. People that people should know of. Like just gems, man, just diamonds in the dirt. That's been around for a long time, and I love that place. I love just to go there and take in the energy and just. I try to go there after every one of my fights. I try to go there and just train and get some knowledge and just get that energy of that place, man. That place is like, it's just so rich in history and grind, and I love it.
Yeah, it seems like from the picture, it seems like a place, like you would say, if the walls could talk, it have a Netflix series of stories continuing on and on and on, man. Yeah, man, it seems like a place where you can kind of go and get like that reality check, because a lot of people or a lot of fighters, sometimes they need that reality check once in a while, right?
For sure. That place is a very humbling place, and if you go there kind of like with your chest out, that place will humble you. It's definitely one of those places. It's like you see that there is no canvas. That's wood on the floor. The ring is on the outside of it's like in the middle of like this little. It's a gate. It's like a big gated space, and then the ring is outside, and then the boxing bags and stuff like that. The bags are on the inside, and all the boxing equipment is on the inside. But can't really explain how it is. But the setup is interesting, and the ropes are all dirty and just old, and just it gets rained on, and But the guys in there working, man, they don't make any complaints about anything. They just grind, man, and they work hard. You know, the gloves are all messed up, but they're just working, man. They're workhorses, and they are some skilled fellas over there. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, you go there after every fight, or you try to go there. Let's talk about your last fight, UFC Greenville. You got a massive win against Bryan Barberena. You know, with everything that was going on during that fight week, was that the most emotional fight week of your career?
No, what do you mean? But everything that was going on? What do you mean?
You know, like I saw that, like
my grandma and all that.
Yeah, your grandmother, and then you went out there and you just put on this massive breakout performance that you had.
You know what it is like I told you when I spoke to you before, I was just grinding, man, and I didn't really have any worries. I was just I had a whole year to just prepare, and I was supposed to fight Chance Rencounter, and then I didn't fight him, and then I ended up just going back into camp, you know, and I just continued to develop, and I'm always working, moving forward and getting better. And so that was inevitable. My performance was inevitable because I was already building. You know, when the day I got the call that my grandmother passed the morning when I was leaving, you know, that was weird because it was kind of like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. You know, obviously I was sad. You know, I had to leave my mom. My mom's like breaking down, crying, and at the same time my flight's in 30 minutes. You know, and it was weird. It was weird. It was just hard to kind of feel. I don't know what to feel. You know, I was upset. You know, that I had to leave, but I knew I still had to go handle business. My mom is trying to keep it together for me. She's like, no, just go. You know, do what you got to do, because I wanted to stay almost. You know, just to be with my mom. But you know, I had to do what I had to do, and then I just blocked it, and I just went and just fought. You know, and I just knew at the end of the fight, I was gonna win. And I was gonna dedicate it to her. Oh, that was it.
Now, after that fight, you know, you get to soak it all up. Then you get back into training. Before you get into training camp, did you focus on anything in particular? You know, any aspect of your game?
For this fight, no, I was working on getting better overall. You know, mainly in just in the grappling area. You know, like kind of trying to play like defensive stuff. You know, but when I saw the opponent that he brought to me, I figured, well, this is going to be a kind of a stand-up fight, so I just figured I kind of just stay sharp standing up, and you know, I know he has a good guillotine and all that, so just kind of working on defending that and staying out of areas where I can get caught in that. But I think I'm head and shoulders above him in the striking, you know. So I think if he tries to keep it there, which I think he would, you know, and if he does, I think I'm definitely gonna run the show, you know.
Yeah, he's a unique opponent, Alves, because his stand-up is very unorthodox. It's wild. Is one word to define it. It's very wild, right? And then you're more of like a technician style of fighter on the feet. You know, does that clash well for you? You know, someone that is, you know, wild on their feet compared to what you bring?
Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. You know, like, you know, Stylebender said, what he said? He said, I don't shoot and pray or spray and pray, right? He said, I aim and fire. And he said that. I felt that because that's a fact. You know, that's exactly how I feel. You know, and guys that swing wild and rush and try to fight me like that, I just pick my shots, man. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there before he gets there. And if I touch him, people underestimate my power too because I'm skinny. But when I touch you, you see people, they feel it. You know, so it's gonna be good. He's a great opponent for me.
Yeah, it's exciting matchmaking right here. You're heading to Sao Paulo, Brazil. I think this is your first fight for the UFC outside of the United States. Does that mean anything to you?
No, not really. I'm just gonna show up and do what I gotta do. It don't matter where it is. You know, I gotta fight. You know, I'm training for this. I'm trained to do what I do. You know, what I do is fight. So I don't care where it's at. I'm gonna just show up and do what I need to do.
Was Alves the first opponent that they offered to you, or did you have other fights lined up, but they just fell through?
No, I asked for someone else. I didn't get who I wanted, and then they just came back with Alves. And I was like, actually, Alves was a guy that I asked my manager to fight too. I was like, hey, if this guy doesn't work out, I'll fight. Ask for Warlley Alves. I just don't want to go to Brazil. You know, I'd fight him, but I just don't want to fight him in Brazil. because you know how that goes with the judging and all that shit. But
yeah,
it doesn't matter. Then they came back and they gave me Warlley Alves in Brazil. I was like, all right, whatever. So I just took it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Sometimes you just gotta take what you can right now, so you know you could get what you want later, right?
Exactly.
It's all a process. Now, looking at the body of work, you know, Alves' body of work, you know, what sticks out most about him to you?
That he gets tired in round two. No. He's a tough dude. I noticed that his aggression, you know, his pressure can overwhelm a lot of people, especially in the Joe Bland fight. I looked at that fight, you know, it was an older fight, but man, kudos to Joe Bland for like kind of doing what he had to do and staying in there, you know, because that Warlley came out like a fucking cannonball, you know. It's like he shot at him and just went off, you know. But I don't really see nothing, you know, not to be disrespectful or nothing, but I don't really see. I just don't see it, man. I just don't ski. Last time we spoke, I told you about the technical aspect of things, man. I feel like I'm head and shoulders above. I don't want to sound like an arrogant piece of shit or like one of them dudes, but that just be talking out their ass. But listen, man, I'm telling you, I'm head and shoulders when it comes to skill, striking wise. Like I'm far above a lot of these dudes, man. And Warlley Alves, he's not there. I mean, not to say he can't swing and catch me. You know, anybody can get caught, but I'm head and shoulders above the dude, man. Stand up wise, I don't think he can touch me on the feet. Period.
Since your last fight, has there been any new additions to your team, or do you still have the same guys? You're rolling with the same program. You're going with what works for you right now.
Same guys, same crew. You know, we're getting it in, man. Every day, just grinding. You know, nothing changed. Yeah, you see, my boy Greg is about to go fight on. He's fighting next week. He's fighting Kevin Lee. You know, so we were just training hard for that one, and he's about to go kill it. My boy Troy, you know, Troy Green, he's up and ran combat in a few weeks. You know, he's about to go kill it. You know, we just been in the trenches, man. Everyone's just getting better and just grinding. You know?
You mentioned this earlier about Brazil and the judging. So in your mind, you know, mentally going into this fight, you must be thinking like, I gotta finish Warlley Alves. Like, there's no other option. Is that the mind state in this camp?
I mean, that's always the mindset. You know, my goal is to implement my techniques that I've learned. You know, and if I implement my techniques, I know that I'm gonna get a finish as long as I implement my techniques properly. So I know I might have to get a finish in order to get the win. You know, that was on my mind especially after watching him versus Joe Bland. But it's not something on the forefront of my mind. What's on the forefront of my mind is just doing what I'm trained to do and get it done. And if I do what I do, he won't make it to the fight.
You and Alves, you guys are in similar positions, just on the outskirts of the top 15. Do you feel whoever wins this fight is going to get that next big opportunity, that next big name?
For sure, absolutely, definitely. I can see that. You know, but we'll see. It's all up to the UFC and what they want to do, man. You know what I mean? But my job is to go out there and perform, and that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go perform, and if I perform the way, you know, to my abilities, the way that I know I can, without a doubt, I'm up next. You know?
Yeah, because with the style of fighting that you have, it's almost like they have to give you somebody that will match that intensity, match that skill set. You know, they can't just give you some guy that's just, you know, coming into the UFC. It would make no sense, right?
Whatever they want. You know what I mean? I'm there to get them checks, bro. You know
I mean? Get the bonuses, huh?
Yeah, bro. So if you want to give me somebody that's gonna come stand in front of me and get his ass beat, either way. It is what it is, bro. I'm here to collect checks. You know? Let's get it.
Let's say you go in there, you get a great performance, you're healthy coming out of that fight, nothing's wrong. Do you stay ready to be a late replacement or late notice fight, or do you shut it down and just focus on coming back in the early 2020?
I don't like late replacement fights. I need a camp, man. I don't know how. I know guys do it. Guys are like, I'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. That's a lot of ego talking. For me, I don't fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. You know what I mean? With the right preparation, I fight anybody, anywhere. With the right preparation, you know. not anytime. But even though I'm always in shape and I'm always training, my preparation, man, is it's like a process, especially for me. That's just about my personal opinion. A lot of guys, I've listened to Justin Gaethje's like that too. I've listened to a lot of guys that just don't jump in. And there's some guys that are cowboys, man. They just jump in. For me personally, I've never had that opportunity yet. They never asked me for a last replacement yet. So I don't know in that moment how I'd feel. But as of right now, even though I'm always in shape and I'm always working, I need to be, that's different than being in shape and being in fight shape for me personally.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the guys that are at the top of the game, they don't take late replacement fights, especially like a John Jones. He's never taken a late replacement fight.
It just doesn't really make sense. A lot of guys be like, oh, well, I'm bad, I'm this and I'm that. But it's like, I feel you. Each his own, but for me personally, it's just kind of like, I ain't scared to fight nobody, but I need my time to prep because I'm a tactician. I need I need my time to prep and be in fight shape. My fight shape is different. I want to be able to go hard and put on a good performance. And something good for the fans. And in order for that to happen, I got to be in the right physical state.
Covington versus Usman is set for later this year. It's finally going to happen. How do you see this fight playing out?
Honestly, it's a close fight. Covington's like, he's crazy. He just likes to run his mouth. So, besides all of that, he's actually a pretty good fighter. So this is a close fight, believe it or not. It's a close fight. Everyone just wants to see Usman run through him because everybody hates him. But I think that it could be a lot closer than people think. But I got Usman taking it.
In MMA, there's many different types of competitors. At this moment in your career, do you consider yourself more of a martial artist or a prize fighter?
That's a good question. That's a good question. You know why?
50K,
yeah, man. It's something I think about, and it's something I've been asked before. And I'll tell you, I'll put it like this. In my life and in my training and in my life approach, when I approach my daily life and problems in life, like work, whatever, I'm a martial artist day to day. Training for a fight, and when I go into the octagon, I leave my martial arts out. In the octagon, I'm a prize fighter. Prepping for my fight, I'm a prize fighter. I use my martial arts to navigate my life, business, that kind of stuff, But in the octagon, or prepping for a fight, or taking on an opponent, I'm a straight up prize fighter. My martial art is just, it guided me through life and how I am as a person. Morals, honesty, justice, polite, courtesy, courage, compassion, sincerity, duty, loyalty, honor, those type of things. I use that in my day to day life. But fighting, nah, that's through the window. We're not doing that. Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, I don't stop punching till the ref take me off of you. You know what I mean? If my finger accidentally poked you in the eye, the ref ain't see it. You know what I mean? And you're flinching like it was an accident. But guess what? I'm there to do a job until the ref says stop. So my martial arts doesn't come in there just in my life. When I'm there, we throwing down. We fight.
Hey, one last thing before I let you go. What other sports? I wanted to pick your brain about this. What other sports do you watch outside of MMA?
Boxing.
Boxing.
Yeah, all my friends watch basketball. So I watch a little bit of basketball, but I'm not really. I just because my friends do, I do. But I'm mostly boxing, combat sports. So boxing and MMA for me.
All right. Well, let's dig deep into the boxing. Top 5 dead or alive boxers.
Ooh, top 5 dead or alive. Well, I'm gonna give you the cliche list, right? We're gonna go with Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, obviously. I'm gonna give you some. People might disagree with me. I think Floyd Mayweather is definitely top 5. He's probably one of the greatest of all time. A personal favorite of mine as well is Tommy Hearns. And I'm gonna give you some guys right now on the come up that are really good that people don't know about. Robert Easton Jr. I watch that dude all the time. That dude is an absolute savage. I might be biased because he's built like me, you know what I mean, for his division, but the dude is nasty. Another young kid that I've been watching that's doing really well right now coming up. Shakur Stevenson, he just fought the other night. I love his footwork. He's a lighter kid. You know, I don't know if that's 5. You know, maybe that's not top 5, but you know, those are the guys that I like. And then
yeah, you know, it's who you like. There's no wrong answers in that question.
Yeah, those are the guys that I've been watching. You know, I like to watch the lighter guys. You know, even though I'm long and lanky, I like to watch the lighter guys that are long and lanky for their division. You know, there's a couple guys, man. I've just been watching like the up and coming guys right now. You know, a lot of, but obviously the old school guys, the Tommy Hearns. Everybody loves Roy Jones. When I was a kid, I loved Roy Jones. You know what I mean? I used to watch Roy Jones all the time. But I don't know. I probably gave you more than 5 already. I'm
Yeah, it's all good.
But, you know, yeah, man. Tommy Hearns, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, you know, and the guys that I'm watching now up and coming, Little B Hub, Robert Easton Jr., Shakur Stevenson, those guys, they're looking good, and I love their style of fighter right now.
All right, man. Well, November 16th, you step back into that octagon, UFC on ESPN Plus 22 in Brazil. Exciting matchup. Always appreciate the time, Randy, and good luck on the fight and the rest of the year.
All right, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.